Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17, The Divisions of Faith. In the previous chapter, Krishna described two extremes, the divine and the demonic. Day-to-day experience, however, reveals that we actually have many facets and are not necessarily one or the other. Life is generally not black or white, but usually different shades of grey. The faces that we present on a daily basis reveal something about our faith, the things we trust, believe, and place value upon. Chapter 17 describes how a person's affiliation to a particular mode will determine the type of faith they have. The acronym is FACE, F for faith, A for austerities, C for charity, E for enjoyer of everything. F for faith, verses 1 to 7. Although religious people are often referred to as people of faith, the reality is that everyone has faith. We all put faith in traffic lights, doctors, and even banks, to name a few. Without faith, you couldn't function in this world. To have faith means to see opportunity, reward, and value in something, even though it may not be immediately experienced. Therefore, according to one's faith, one identifies objects of adoration and reverence and begins to worship them in different ways. In accordance to this, individuals adopt worldviews, lifestyles, and character traits. Krishna begins a discussion of this by giving examples of diet and sacrifices. A for austerities, verses 14 to 19. In order to achieve anything in this world, one must undergo some austerity. We sacrifice immediate pleasure and comfort for the purpose of long-term benefit. People who place faith in different things perform different austerities in life. Krishna explains beneficial austerities pertaining to the body, mind, and words, and also the varying motivations with which one may perform them. C for charity, verses 20 to 22. The innate quality of the soul is to serve, and thus we find a charitable disposition within everyone to a greater or lesser extent. According to one's own faith, they make efforts to help others. Krishna discusses the different types of charity and explains that to truly benefit people, charity must be performed within certain parameters. E for enjoyer of everything, verses 23 to 28. Throughout this chapter, Krishna discusses all his themes with reference to the modes of nature. It is essential to understand that all activities, even those performed in goodness, will always yield karmic reactions to the performer and thus bind him to repeated existence in this world. But is there a way out? In Vedic hymns, God is defined as the supreme enjoyer by these three words of Om Tat Sat. Thus, if our sacrifices, penance, and austerities are dedicated to the Supreme, done for His pleasure and favor, then such activities yield permanent benefit and ultimate freedom. With this kind of transcendental aim, all our activities become liberating instead of entangling.